Usually, before I go shaking my tits for the press, I like to go see how the professionals do it. Some might say the chief of police has no business in an institution like this, but in fact it's the quietest and safest place in town. You won't run into any reporters, nobody gets into any fights, nobody drinks too much, nobody even raises their voice. The place is owned by an elderly gentleman who knows how to keep things under control. That's why I never invite my friends here. I wanted to make an exception for my 60th birthday, but most of my colleagues are young enough to be my sons, and they'd rather just hire prostitutes. Why stare at some boobs when you can take the whole package for yourself? But there's none of that in our club. Even looking too long is considered indecent. You can get an occasional glimpse, like by accident. The rest of the time you just pretend that you're immersed in conversation, or just come by for a drink. Doesn't mean these gentlemen wouldn't want their bald heads smothered in tits. It's just that nobody says it out loud. My younger colleagues might call it hypocrisy, but I call it the good old-fashioned manners. Good manners and leave the rest unsaid. She agrees to unbutton her blouse, and we agree not to pay too much attention. The girls are on a quiet prowl, too. They're looking for a way out of their cramped rooms. Maybe make friends with some wealthy patron with a pacemaker and dentures. Everybody wants something. But we have to control ourselves, or we'll all turn into libertines and prostitutes. Hell, if there weren't any rules, I'd be belching and farting, jumping up on the table, arms held high, yelling, "Shake it, baby!" No idea how I got so barbaric.
Hey everybody, welcome to a new series. This is The Police. And immediately before I get into anything, let me just turn this sound down a little bit, so you can hear my lovely voice. I'll leave the cutscene a little bit higher. Man, the music's still pretty loud at 50, huh? Sure, this is nice. Man, that intro, that has got my juices flowing for this game. So this is a semi-blind playthrough, and honestly, it's practically blind playthrough of This is the Police. I played 54 minutes of it a few years back when it came out, and I never carried it on, so I thought, you know what, got a YouTube channel, I've just run a prison for degenerates. Let's keep into the law enforcement theme and become the chief of police, and try and, help stop crime through the neighborhood. But there is a backstory to this, and it's not going to be as simple as that, as you're going to find out. But yeah, I've probably done the first day before, but I've done nothing beyond that. Anyway, without further ado, let's start the story. We're going to do a new game. Yes, it's going to remove my current save data. Sure. Mayor Rogers, sex maniac? From the Golden Bird, the Freeburg Tribune says City Hall confirms rumours of Jack Boyd's resignation. And the fact, Freeburg's #1 paper, Mark War II to be shown in Freeburg day before the worldwide premiere by the mayor's personal request. Man. As I said, my juices are flowing for this. I'm ready to play this game. Yeah, we're going to straighten our, police out, like Jenkins and Bradley. Who else we have?
When I was a kid, my father sometimes told me at bedtime that if I closed my eyes and didn't open them for a long time, all the demons would blow away. Yesterday I turned 60, but I still take his advice. Not because I'm sentimental or want to keep the memory of my father alive. I just can't think of a better solution. To get away from all the demons that haunt Freeburg, I'd need to wear a blindfold 24/7. Plus, it's a good idea to act blind when talking to reporters. At least that's what my colleagues say. They're afraid of press conferences. But for me, it's more like a confessional. No matter what lies you tell, You're privately thinking the honest answers. It helps me remember who I am. The fact that I'll be reading all about it in the papers tomorrow is a small price to pay. Call it penance for the preacher. This is the first time I'm afraid of those answers my mind has given me. Not because I'm mad I'm losing my job. Though it's true, I'm mad as hell. Not because I subconsciously blame everyone else. Though I damn sure do blame them. And don't even ask me what my next move is. I can't imagine. But even that doesn't scare me. The worst thing is, I know I'm gonna have to do something. I'll be damned if I know how far I'll go. I may have a lot of vices, but predictability isn't one of them. I learned a long time ago how to drive away the swarming demons. But what do you do when they're trying to rip your soul from your skin? Shutting my eyes tight as I can. The best solution remains the same. Play blind. I just hope the reporters think I was blinded by the camera flash.
Good morning. Yesterday, the mayor's office officially announced your resignation. Did this come as a surprise, or did you know about it in advance? So we have a choice here. Surprise, the mayor discussed it with me. I've been expecting this bullshit from the mayor. Or what's the difference? I guess this depends how we want to play as this cop. Like, are we like a dirty cop? Are we accepting like backhanders from like criminal organizations, or what? I guess it's like what's our relationship with the mayor. And I guess we have to decide this on our own. So, you know what? I'm just going to say, what's the difference? What does it matter whether I came as a surprise? My business is my own. Do you already know of the name of your successor? No, I think it's a new man. I think it'll be Department Veteran, and who cares? You know what? I'm just going to say, I think it'll be Department Veteran. He'll most likely be one of my current employees. After the recent corruption scandal, your deputy, Francis Kendrick, said he was looking forward to resigning. If the mayor offered him your position, would that change his mind? Perhaps no way. I'd be happy. Who cares? You know what? I'm going to say I'd be happy. It's hard to say, but I can't think of a more deserving candidate than Captain Kendrick. Although Kendrick was acquitted, many still believe that the police are cooperating with the mafia. Cooperating with the mafia. Do you have anything to say about this? Bullshit! I don't know. If it helps the police, or no comment. Ooh, do we be coy about this and say, I don't know? I'm going to be coy. I've never worked with the mafia, but I can't speak for every man and woman in the department. I can't follow all my employees around the clock. Do you think your personal relationship with the mayor could be the reason behind your retirement? Definitely not. Possibly, how should I know? I'm going to say, how should I know? You'd better ask him. Thank you. You're welcome.
How's the back today, Mr. Boyd?
Same as usual.
How did the press conference go?
You can read about it in the newspapers tomorrow. Don't let anyone in.
Even Mr. Kendrick?
Especially Mr. Kendrick. As soon as I heard the door creak, I knew what face I'd see. When I tell Emma not to let anyone in, there's only one man it could be. Rude, arrogant, no warning. That's Mayor Rogers in a nutshell. White summer shoes, white socks, white shorts, white polo shirt, and the white smile of a hungry shark.
Did he know his
Mayor
shoes on in the
Rogers
office?
enters every room like he owns the place. Even the floorboards under his feet sound like they're creaking an apology. He never shied away from the odd corruption scheme. It's like the devil walks behind him. In the movies, the villains controlling the city play golf with the judges. Rogers plays tennis with them instead. That's about the only difference.
Jack, I was hoping to catch you after the press conference. You ran away so quick.
There's no smoking at City Hall. No reason for me to hang around.
Well, this morning I signed a ban on smoking in all public buildings. Soon you won't be able to smoke here either.
Soon enough, I won't be here at all.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. The people of this city like you, Jack. The police chief of all people. Don't betray that, Jack. Don't get wrapped up in any schemes. Sit nice and quiet for the next 180 days, and you'll be remembered as a hero. That's the only thing that you still have left. Be the hero.
Then how am I supposed to scrape together a retirement fund?
You had a million chances to secure a luxury pension, one that even I would have envied, although I've never set aside any money for myself. I'm not planning to retire anytime soon.
That's fiscally irresponsible.
180 days of quiet, Jack. That's all I need. I don't have any problems with you, and you won't have any problems with me.
I get the feeling this guy's going to give us
I have a new
problems.
assistant, Troy Starr. If you have something to tell me, call him. But try not to bother him. He's a busy man.
I'll do my best.
And quit smoking up the office. One of my friends will be using it soon.
Oh.
I'm sorry, babe. Only the mayor has this number. Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, is this Troy Starr?
Yes?
Go fuck yourself, Troy Starr.
Perfect. Day 2. Golden Bird, head of culture department owns villa in Italy. The Freeburg Tribune. Jack Boyd. Francis Kendrick is a decent man. And Jack Boyd also says Mayor Rogers is a professional. Let's go to work. So we're about to retire apparently, so we're just trying to keep, our nose clean for the rest of the time, but get enough money for a
Don't
retirement
use
fund.
the police station cafeteria anymore. There's some kind of stigma against sitting shoulder to shoulder with your partners. Everybody just takes snacks from the machines or grabs a meal and hammers it down in the corner like a vulture on a corpse. The main thing? Don't look into anyone's eyes. Could be construed as an invitation to sit together. The only people eating here are ghosts. My deputy, Francis Kendrick. He recently became one of those ghosts. The subject of one of the most devastating corruption scandals in the history of Freeburg.
Oh.
No evidence to support the accusations, but everyone knows Kendrick's days are numbered. I need that file I asked for. Needs to be ready tonight. Francis didn't say anything, but I understood. Ghosts aren't supposed to talk. Besides, I got a feeling he was already finished.
I wish I knew that before the interview. Anyway, we can't trust the mayor who wears socks in the police office. You're taking your shoes to walk around your occupation? Are you crazy? Anyway, would you like to receive tips about how the game works? I'm a 60-year-old police chief, a few months away from retirement. I don't need anyone telling me how to do my job. Show me what you've got. You know what? Show me what you've got, because I don't really remember how to play this game. Freeburg PD organises upcoming work assignments and shifts for today and tomorrow. Every shift, officers respond to crimes in progress, and detectives continue their investigations. You can freely move employees between shifts. All officers and detectives possess several important characteristics. Professionalism shows the overall efficiency level of your policeman. So this is a number, I guess. A figure around 150 is considered average. Holy moly, Abrams is 1,230. He's a super cop. Any policeman who falls short of this mark is not entirely reliable, while those with professionalism is considerably higher than the average are a safe bet even in a pinch. An individual's level of professionalism may rise and fall over the course of their career. Energy shows how tired your policemen are, so this is the bar on the right. The less energy your people have, the less reliable their work, and a policeman who is exhausted might fall asleep at the wheel or make a critical error on the job. Your employees lose 1 point of energy after each working day and restore 1 point after each day of rest. Your employees don't tell you everything. Some additional characteristics are hidden from view. For instance, some cops are lazy and will come up with any reason they can think of to take the day off, while others like to drink too much. You can only guess about these things, but you should probably be able to draw your own conclusions based on the behaviour of your employees. Okay, so this is Shift B. We have Mole, Armstrong, and DeBrito, who I guess are our detectives. Price, who is a 5. 150 is average. Price is 5 for professionalism. Austin 90, Asano 100, Subaki 120, Purdy 210, Yancey 220, and Kochi 250. These are like the A team. We have like maybe a B team here, and we have the Price team. Anyway, all the detectives look competent. Let's just start the day. Beautiful. Oh, we have SWAT as well. Yeah, remove that cigar off the map, please. Blow away the ashes. This is our city. Responding to calls is the bread and butter of police work. Oh, yeah. You'll need to send your officers to the crime scene before the timer expires. A mark on the map shows where the call came from. The farther away the destination is from the police station, the longer it will take your officers to travel back and forth. So the longer your people will be tied up and unavailable for upcoming work. Man, this music and the story so far have got me so into this game immediately. Right now, I'm a police chief, I'm drinking a glass of whiskey, I'm smoking a cigar, and I'm telling Austin and Price to go out and sort like a 298. What is 298? I have no idea. Let me rehydrate for a moment. So we have to click on this. Call slots. The easiest way to determine how difficult a task might be is to check how many units you are allowed to send to a call. The more units you can send, the more serious the alleged threat. Particularly risky missions give you the option of sending SWAT, but they must be accompanied by at least one officer. The information of slots is not the only thing to consider. Any available information, from the location of the crime scene to the presence of weapons and so on, all of this can tell you how seriously each case should be taken. A mission might look simple at first glance until it turns into a brutal meat grinder, or a serious call can come in which turns out to be a false alarm. So a married couple A married couple exited a convenience store and saw a van in the parking lot back over a homeless man who'd been digging through a trash can. The driver jumped out to help, but once he saw that he'd hit a bum, he got back in the van and quickly drove away. Honestly, this guy has used the vehicle as a weapon. He's kind of dangerous. I want to send some of my better men on this. Who are these going to be? We're going to send Yancey and Subaki. Go get him. So the police station is this building here, I guess. Another call. Fight. The last picture show theatre. A theatre manager reports that during a showing of Citizen Kane, a drunk man attempted to force his way into the theatre carrying a snowboard decorated with the word Rosebud. When he was denied entry, he violently attacked the cashier and is currently fighting with the theatre security guard. Again, I think we need to send out one of our A-team here. Let's get Kochi out, but we'll take you with Austin this time. You two should be able to handle this. It's my best cop. And Austin, you can do better. And I'm giving you this chance to show that you can do better. Starting to rain now, rain and thunder. Report hit and run. When everything goes well, the police capture the criminals and nobody dies. But the truth is, sometimes the criminals manage to escape. Just try to avoid any dead cops or civilians. Dead cops will hurt your roster, and dead citizens bother the mayor even more than the living ones. Offender caught, officers unharmed. They gained some professionalism. Job well done, Yancey and Tsubaki. Come back to the station, please. The fight reports. Offender caught, officers unharmed again. Civilians unharmed. Austin, you've leveled up. Congratulations. You know, 10 more missions like this and you'll be in the A tier with Koichi, Purdy and Yancey. This smooth jazz, man. Ooh, 39 seconds. An armed robbery. 3 teenagers armed with a shotgun robbed a videotape store and made off with the whole collection of adult movies. You pervs. The criminals fled the scene in a car, but the store manager wrote down the car's license plate. The owner is one Janet Brown, who lives in the suburbs. I honestly would prefer to send Koichi or Yancey, but we'll send Purdy and Asano. Not quite the dream team that we were after, but a pretty good team. Oh, another call. A fight. A brother and sister clash with each other over their deceased father's will. According to one of the lawyers, we don't dare separate them, and a security guard is off duty today. This is something Price can sort out. It's just a fight between two people. It's probably just verbal. Price, talk them out of it. I wish I'd waited 1 second because Tsubaki and Yancey are back. I would have sent one of them with you, but I believe in you, Price. You're more professional than the 5-star leads me to believe. Ooh, another call. A 412. Assault in the ghetto. A passerby saw some teenagers attack an elderly musician and run away with his guitar and his money. I'm going to send Yancey and Tsubaki. I think this was the team I sent before, was it? Yeah, I think I sent Yancey and Tsubaki before. They have a report. I could actually give them another unit, but I'm not going to. I think they can deal with this. Direct orders. When your cops aren't sure how to proceed, they might contact you and ask you how to handle the situation. Try to deal with whatever comes up, but don't waste all your time on this stuff. You have plenty of other problems on your plate. The vehicle in question is parked right outside the Brown residence. The sounds of moaning and loud laughter can be heard through the living room window. Knock on the door, open up police, sneak in the house through an open window, or turn on the siren and loudspeaker and shout this house is surrounded. You know what? I think sneaking in is dangerous because, you know, they might think they're being robbed and they have shotguns. Knocking on the door and saying, open up, this is the police, I think they're going to run away. I think you just do full shock tactic and get the siren and loudspeaker on and say, this is surrounded. Offender caught, officers unharmed. Perfect. Come back to the station. The fight reports. Offender escaped, officer unharmed. Sure, Price. Honestly, that's all I could expect. You at least broke up the fight. Okay, we're in the evening now, I guess, based on that little light flickering noise. Nearly have everyone back. The assault. Offender caught. Officers unharmed. Another little ding. Perfect. Price is back. We need to farm with Price if we're going to make it any good. Oh, we can end the day. I guess we're getting no more calls, so let's do it. If you think you'll need a couple of extra hands tomorrow, you can order any cop to come in and work overtime. But if they're working flat out, they'll be much more exhausted. Somebody's bound to make a mistake. I have Shift A now as well as Shift B. Stovall 400. Ooh, he looks pretty good. We have Vandal, Robbins, Samady, Grant, Birch Jr., and Roy. Birch and Birch Jr. and Roy, they don't exactly look like the best of staff. In fact, Roy looks like Roy Hodgson. Maybe he's left Crystal Palace to join my, police squad. I can respect that. So how do I make them do another day if I wanted them to do another day? So, for example, let's say I wanted Purdy to do another day. Order to work tomorrow. But this is going to knock it even more now that I think about it. So we'll just do this for one person, just to test it out. But Purdy's going to get another level of exhaustion, so he's going to be too tired for his Shift B as well. Okay.
Used to be when I asked Kendrick to stay late at the office, he liked to grumble and crack wise. Nowadays, he doesn't have the strength for it. Slumped shoulders, blank stare, wrinkled skin. The past few weeks, I don't hardly recognize my old friend. In his younger years, he reminded me of a gallant royal officer in an old Kipling story. Kendrick isn't just crumbling under the weight of the public pressure, but from the shame of it all. Internal Affairs raided the library he inherited from his grandfather, hoping they'd find buckets of cash stashed in the pages. Heard about the look on his face, the fearless policeman standing helpless in horror. I've known Francis for 30 years. The past 20 years he's played loose with the law. And I know that at a certain point every stolen dollar brings more misery than anything else. Probably sounds crazy, but I sympathize with the guy. What can I do? Your friends are your friends, and these are the waters we swim in.
Called all of the people on that list today. Now they know you're in business, so you could get a call from any of them. You don't need to worry about any of them. I've cleared them all.
And what kind of business are we talking here?
It's nothing too serious, just like you asked. Should be just a few small favors. Payments will vary depending on the situation and who you're dealing with. How much are you looking to earn?
$500,000.
$500,000? Why not a whole million?
Because everybody wants to take $1 million. Figured I'd try something different.
$500,000 in 180 days? Well, you could earn it all above board if you netted all the big fish and hit all your bonuses.
Never knew you for a fisherman.
Well, you never got into my business, and I'm not trying to get into yours. But be careful about bringing in any other cops. Sooner or later, they'll put the finger on you. And one more thing, Jack. I remember what you said, but I should probably add one more name to that list. Christopher Sand.
Sand. Christopher G. Sand. Everyone knows the name, but few could tell you who he is. The old man stays away from the spotlight. Always wears old-fashioned jeans and knitted sweaters. Gives to charity. Rarely attends social events. An avid hunter, I hear. Even dabbles in poetry. You'd never guess he's the head of the oldest and most powerful gang in the city. Goes back as far as his great-grandfather. And Sand is strict about following the old rules. He rarely involves himself in commonplace murders and robberies. Hardly needs to intimidate anyone to get his point across. The people who work for him each have their sphere. They provide protection where needed, even work with the authorities when they want to make a deal. Meanwhile, Sand pulls the strings without getting his hands dirty. People sometimes mistake his quiet approach. A couple years ago, an arms dealer decided to expand its business without asking permission, and his whole family paid the price. In 4 weeks, Sand killed 31 people. Old men, women, even a few teenagers. And Sand's people made sure every paper reported it. Frank, I don't want to hear you say that name again.
Jack, please, listen to me. I'm in with these guys.
We agreed, Frank. That's not the kind of business I'm into. I don't go there. Never have, never will.
So Kendrick is doing some stuff on the side and Jack is looking at getting into that. So I guess they're working with like criminals to some regard to try and earn some more retirement money. We're aiming for $500,000 in 180 days. Let's see what we can do. I think we'll do another day at least. I don't know. I don't quite know where my stride will be yet in this game, but perhaps it's going to be like 2 days or something per episode, but we'll see what happens. When a police officer is too tired to be effective, he will ask for a day off. Sometimes officers will request days off, even when they're at full strength. Some of the reasons you will hear are far-fetched, while some are very serious. Don't overindulge your subordinates, but don't antagonize them either. Remember that everybody's got secrets, and you've got to make sure these guys have your back. I've got a terrible heartburn this morning. Might be better if I go home and lie down. Yes, but come tomorrow. In addition to their performance ratings, officers will also possess a rank. Employees begin at the lowest rank and can be elevated in rank with 1, 2, or 3 stripes. Once a week, you can pass out stripes and improve the rank of any employee. If you think that no one is worthy of the honour some week, you can postpone the ceremony until later. Insignias won't go out until people are ready. Okay. Employees of rank not only increase in professionalism, but also learn to command. Whenever a ranking officer is on the scene, his or her colleagues are more likely to perform better than usual. Sometimes when cops get ranked, they start thinking more seriously about their service. This can mean less drinking and more time spent on the job. Some of them might even turn out to be dependable. So I have 2 stripes right now. Stovall already has 1. And perhaps... So Birch, I'm going to just assume off this and like the spiel we've had so far. Birch might not be reliable, but maybe we can convince Birch Jr. to be more reliable. By giving you one of these. And as well as that, you know what? You did such a great job the first time, Purdy. You can get a stripe too. I didn't even see Roy Hodgson down there. Freeburg isn't one of those cities where you listen to what they say or nothing at all. You can always select any song from your collection and play it any time, just like in real life. Well, the life of your grandfather. Hey, I have a record player too. Oh, I can choose a song. Ooh. Nocturne in B major from Chopin. Perfect. Let's learn how to hire and fire cops. Affairs. Police station. Labour market. You have a certain number of paid job openings for which you can hire any available applicant. Job slots are separated between officers and detectives. Oh! So, I can select any of these. Why would I not hire the most professional person? For shift A. Yeah, I just moved someone from my... Wait, I moved someone from B, didn't I? This is shift A. So we'll hire Michael Shaw for the shift B. Yes. Perfect. Want to free up a slot? Time to fire somebody. I'm not firing Roy Hodgson. I'm happy with what I've got. Are you going to make me fire Roy Hodgson? I'd rather fire Birch. Or Price. Sorry, Price, but it's a tutorial. If you have legal grounds to determination, no one will ask any questions. You might need to fire them anyway. Legality be damned, but that could land you in additional proceedings, and your other staff will become more worried about keeping their jobs than they are about actually doing their jobs. Another way to free up a slot is to have a police officer killed, but that's not really a valid option, right? Too old to work. That's ageism, really. This action may require some serious consequences. Can I just not do this right now? No, I can. I just had to click someone. Okay. I don't want to fire anyone yet. No one has done anything that determines grounds for dismissal, in my opinion. Immediately we have a scene. St. John's Cathedral vandalism. We received a frightening call from a local cathedral. This morning, the abbot discovered that someone entered the old cemetery during the night. The old yard's tombstones are painted with satanic symbols, and some have been broken into pieces. It seems like there are even more marks than a shovel, but the abbot would say no more. You know what? This is a job for Butch Jr., who I just recently gave a stripe to, and you'll be helped by Young Vandal. What's this one? Oh, labour market. Oh, I have a detective slot as well. I could hire a detective. I have 3 detectives in shift B. We wouldn't mind another detective in slot A, I suppose. Debbie Flagella. Hire for shift A. So I guess you'll appear tomorrow on there. Okay. Perfect. No vandalism. Businessman Harley Jones, looking out his window, saw two teenagers scratching offensive slogans on his new car. We can't have that happening to businessman Harley Jones. He might tip us very well. We're going to send Purdy, Robbins, and Roy Hodgson. Go get them. Okay, our policemen are nearly at the first scene already. The vandalism report. We caught the offender, officers unharmed. Look at you, Butch Jr., moving up in the world. Same with you, Vandal. Keep at this and you'll get another stripe soon. And by another, I mean you'll get a stripe. Suspicious individual, Eddie's Burgers. A waitress named Mila reports that she just served a chicken Eddie and a Diet Coke to a dangerous criminal who she'd seen on television just this morning. The culprit is sitting at the window eating a burger. Stovall. We're going to send our best. We're going to send Stovall and Samedy. Alright, a lot of people are coming back right now. We caught the offender. Officers unharmed. Roy Hodgson, professionalism goes up. Perfect. In America, can you legally fire someone for being too old? I thought that was, you know, a right not to be fired just because of your age. Like, it's not a grounds for termination. The waitress has mistaken retired officer Frank Nero for the fugitive. Well, we sent our best. But you know what? Don't feel like you can't call the police again. Ooh. The King Louis nightclub. Mr. Boyd. My bouncer stuffed himself with Mexican food again. And now he can't get off the can. Meantime, the line outside the club is stretched around the block. We need someone outside who can tell the cool guys from the punks. You know who can tell the cool guys from the punks? Robbins can. The coolest police officer in the station. So I presume this isn't actually a police business, but it's like one of those side jobs which will earn me more money. So I presume now Robbins is going to be busy doing, you know, like bouncer work, and he won't come back. But who knows? Maybe he will come back today. 11-11? Christopher G. Sand Ice Arena. Ooh, the head of the largest gang. A drug sale. An anonymous call just came in. A clown carrying balloons at the skating rink is selling crack to teenagers. Nobody but me sells crack to teenagers in our town. Stovall? Grant? Get out there and catch this guy. Sorry, Chief, but I quit. In one night I pulled in more cash than I earn in a month working at this dump. Mr. Sorkin said he wouldn't mind taking me on. I guess I just wasn't cut out to be a cop. Honestly, Robbins, would hate to see you leave. But that is $4,500 dues into my back pocket. Oh my god, a crime in progress. Suicide threat. A naked man carrying a canister of gasoline has threatened to set himself on fire unless his favourite chewing gum becomes popular again. Boy, do I hate it when my favourite gum brand is just not sold anymore. That does make me want to get naked and set myself on fire. I can see, you know, where this man is thinking from. Well, this sounds like you need some talking out. And who are the best talkers in my squad? Purdy and Samedy. The smoothest talking cop in this precinct. Possibly the coolest cop now as well since Robbins left. Let me just go to affairs quickly in the police station and see if I can hire someone to replace the guy I just lost. So this is Shift A. I just lost Robbins and Shift A. Not a great list of people, but we could improve them. Ling Fang, welcome to Shift A. Okay, closing anything on the end of the day. We can close up. Let me just see what this ended up being. As police arrive, a clown is seen to be making balloon downs for kids. Take the clown onto the ice and round up any witnesses. Cover up in a raincoat and pretend to be an illicit customer. Or carefully watch the clown from the stands. You guys can do this. Offender court. Stovall. In Stovall we trust. Well done, guys. And the suicide threat. Officers caught. Sorry, offender caught. Officers unharmed. What a job so far we've been doing. let's end the day. You know what? No, we will get more spiel now. And we'll start the next episode when we're doing an actual, police business. Robespierre to reveal his identity when the time is right. Enemies using feminists to destroy Freiburg, and feminist organization denied official registration.
Whenever I'm alone at home and there's a knock at the door, I always hope it'll be my wife, Laura. She's always forgetting her keys.
Hello, my name is Steve, and you're Jack Boyd, is that right?
To get to my front door, the Bible boys walked about a mile from the local bus stop, jumping over mud puddles and skirting a couple of landfills. Laura doesn't go in for religion either, but according to her, these brave lunatics with their fake smiles deserve at least a minute of attention. She patiently listens to them, asks them questions, regales them with pastries, and never once dropping a hint of condescension. When I watch her do it, I've got to admit it gets me. I'd have hugged those boys, sat with them on the porch and lit up a cigar. But a month after Laura left, all I could do was quietly ask them not to bother me. Today I'm a little rougher still. Shut the door on his nose this time. Another couple weeks at this rate and I'll be greeting anyone who comes close with my service pistol pointed towards the sky, ready to fire my warning shots. In my life, even the basic stuff never goes like it's supposed to. Normally, when a wife is going to leave home, she'll make a scene, or at least sit everyone down for a serious conversation. But Laura just disappeared. The children in the stories always stand on the side of the mother, but all three of our sons supported me. The in-laws always blame the husband for making their daughter unhappy. But now Sally, Laura's mother, well, we sort of have a pact. The fellow Laura ran off with is young enough to be her son. I hear he's 30 years old. Of all the possible information a man can know about his wife's lover, I get hit with that. Fortunately, Laura's mother doesn't like the way it sounds either. Sally figures this guy just thought he'd have some fun with a mature woman, but he'll be back chasing college girls before the year is out. So we have an agreement. Sally's gonna track down Laura and try to reason with her, and we'll arrange a meeting. Meanwhile, I'm supposed to not do anything stupid, which of course means anything at all. It's a crazy situation. I'm the police chief, and the person I'm trusting to find my wife is an old woman armed with a phone book. But I can't afford to lose Sally as an ally. So for the moment, I had to swallow my pride.
Hello.
Mrs. Markham, this is Boyd.
Oh, is there any news?
That's what I wanted to ask you. Have you found anything? An address, phone number? Have you spoken to her?
Don't worry, Jack. I've narrowed the range to 2 suspects, or whatever you like to say at your police building.
At my police building, we find people faster than a funny old woman chirping on the phone with my wife's girlfriends.
Oh, you're an old man, Jack. Come to your senses. They'd give us straight odds on the street. But I've got more energy, Jack. Maybe you think I'm a foolish old woman, but I go to my book club, argue with the girls about Byron, and it gives me energy. I talk to my dogs, and it gives me energy. And you have nothing, Jack. You don't even have a hobby. You got no passion. It's why Laura left you.
Let's not go back into that, Sally. Find my wife, and we can discuss my hobbies later. I'm waiting for your call, and my patience is running thin. Laura, if you've stopped loving me, I'll let you go. I can't expect the impossible from you. Just don't let me die out here, okay?
Wow, it sounds a tough situation I'm in at the moment. I say aye, it's Jack Boyd, this isn't Andalona. Shaw didn't come to work today. City officials want to demolish my house because of some bureaucratic error. If I don't resolve the problem today, my family's going to have to find another place to live. Can I have this day off? Come in tomorrow. My dog died yesterday and I'm just terribly depressed. Can I go home? Yes. I'll allow that. A dog dying, that's fine. Birch actually has come in today as well. That's excellent news. But we're going to wrap this up here, I think, for now. I hope you enjoyed this first episode of This Is the Police. I'm really looking forward to this series. I love the theme, I like the storyline so far, and I like the gameplay loop. You know, like it's almost like a time management type game. And boy, do those resonate with me. If you've been enjoying the content of the channel, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.